because I need to get rid of this fiber and release the glucose into my body slowly and steadily. And that's exactly what happens when you eat 100 grams of brown top millet. It takes 8 hours to release the glucose into your blood. What does it do? It does step by step, quantum by quantum. So in aliquots, in small quantities, 3 grams, 5 grams, 4 grams. So even if I grind this grain, make a flour, the carbohydrate and the fiber is not separated. Only your digestive process can remove that. But then to do that, you need to make the process easy. If you just eat like that, the fiber does not get separated. It has to be soaked with water. Only soaking, after absorbing a lot of water, the fiber starts expanding and gets ready to be digested. So now the problem for all of us is Amitabh Bachchan has come for the last 20 years. No mother is needed, no father is needed. 2 minutes, noodles. So all kids can go and put this in hot water and make noodles ready. Thumba chanagide. And this is the image this great Amitabh Bachchan has given the whole India. And now why kids? Navu tintivi. So all people stopped cooking properly. They are all quick food. 2 minutes alli ready agbeku. Oh, I have no time. Mahindra Tech closes the gate. Run. So initially I also did the trick of saying, even if you soak half an hour, the top part of it slowly releases. But then you will have some stomach pain and then some small boils, because if you eat uncooked fiber, it starts hitting you hard. But despite that, you start feeling the benefits of it, because the glucose doesn't run into your blood. So the body, the parts start getting the freedom of working on the real things. So when you see, this is the sad story. Glucose is very much required for our living, but then it becomes more, it is the poison. In fact, it starts disturbing your immunity. So a gram of sugar can put you back 6 months as far as your immunity is concerned. So touching a gram of sugar makes you that much disease prone. So if you avoid sugar completely, zero sugar, I guarantee you can face dengue, pangu, chikungunya, hyphae, every day, no problem at all, because the bone marrow is ready to face all these kinds of viruses. If you take sugar, you are in trouble, because your body is not able to produce the antibodies that are required. And especially the soybean glyphosate, which is used to make soybean, the herbicide, is #1 carcinogenic material. So people are eating soybean left and right, and the cancer has been increasing. Wherever there is meat-eating countries, you have cancer more. It's not because the meat, the way we produce meat, contains a lot of steroid. They cannot hold, they cannot write, they cannot sign. All these very pathetic conditions we are getting into. All these conditions can be reversed, absolutely reversed, in a matter of 6 months to 2 years, if we change the conditions of the food. So simple, logical, and very scientific method is to change our food rather than taking the tablet. So who do you need to go around? Not doctors. If you want health, you need to go around people who can grow these grains. And these grains traditionally are grown where there is no rain. That means even just 4 rains can produce these grains. 200 liters, all that it takes to produce 1 kilo of these 5 grains. And these grains are termed as neutral grains because of the ratio. Actually, there is another table which is to be supplied. If you actually divide 60 by 8, 65 by 9.8, you get, it's all in single digits, below 10. And if you do the same process here with these grains, pearl millet too, this is all above 25. So the ratio of fiber to carbohydrate in these 5 grains is below 10, and that's how it gives you health. And all other grains are above 20, the ratio. See, take this pearl millet, 67 by 1.2. So it's almost around 35 or something like that. And the same thing with wheat. And you see 66 by almost 3. So it's around 23. But you are already sick, it cannot lift you up. So most of us are now eating ragi and rice and wheat. So you become sick only. So this is 0 value. This is minus 100. These are plus 100. So now if you are in the minus, you have to eat positive grains. That's why we also termed as of positive grains, which has got high fiber content. I use the word high fiber content, but it is the right fiber content for our body need. It's not high fiber, but it is high fiber with relative relationship with these 2 grains. See, you have 0.2 grams and 8 grams. It's almost 40 times more. So it is high fiber, that's what they call, but I call them right fiber. For us to do the job, to release the glucose slowly and steadily into your blood. So now the definition of food comes into picture. What is the definition? A food is one which releases glucose into our blood slowly and steadily in a balance. And once we figured this out, our health is in our hands. So now if you eat all the time these grains, even if you are sick, your health comes back. So this being the proposition, I started searching for these grains and then went to different farmers and collected the seeds. In fact, we had hardly left these seeds, and then I brought them and grew them large quantities and collected some 10 diabetes gangrene patients. We gave them, within 3 days this gangrene disappeared. And we have made books, PDF, and it is free. You can go to Google and download. It's in English, it's in Kannada, it's in Telugu, it's in Hindi, all kinds of things. And anyone can download free and then start eating these grains. And the shit doesn't stick to your pan. When you pour 2 tumblers of water, it washes away. If you eat rice, wheat, and other these materials, the shit doesn't go away. You need to end up throwing 15 buckets of water. So that is the first and simple parameter you can look for. You are becoming healthy, you start using less water to clean your toilet. And that is the most important thing needed for the future generation. We have no water. Water is the same. There is not a single drop more or single drop less on this planet. And we have only got 3% of drinking water, means potable water, the real water, the remaining all in the ocean. And out of 3%, 2.7% of the water is locked up in the South Pole and North Pole. Only 0.3% of water is available for all our activities, out of which 0.2% is gone to make this meat. All these are going towards producing liquor. And ಇನ್ನೂ worse, 16% of the land is consumed by arecanut and tobacco. Tobacco is tobacco. So in fact, total agricultural land consumed by the human race, 28% is to produce this nashe padartha, addictive drugs. In fact, now the so-called progressing state California removed and made a law that morphine can be sold. Not only coffee addiction, alcohol addiction. Not only alcohol addiction, even drug addiction. Lot of people in the villages are all taking this pan paragi. Many techies are also doing that. Many. They have this pan, different, like this, put it in the mouth, smoke, drink, all the kinds of things. Addictions can be come out, that kashaya, and then castor oil, aralu bija, amudam antaru Telugu. So these, and tinospora, amruta balli antaru. These 3 kashayas, weekly once you rotate and drink You drink coffee, before drinking coffee you drink this kashaya. So after 3 to 4 weeks, if you do this practice, you do not want to drink coffee anymore. Slowly and steadily, you can come out of these addictions. And in fact, alcoholics, drug addicts can do this. But the only requirement is you need to think to stop that. And if you don't want to stop, no one can help. Isn't it? So if you have the de-addiction in your mind, that is in your mind. So if you don't want ADHD kids, stop coffee and tea tomorrow. It will take 6 months to clean up your body. After that, you go for consumption. Then you will have 100% of chance not having this ADHD kids. Otherwise, you have 28% of chance to get these kids. And this doctors say it is hereditary, this and that and all that. It's all bullshit. But if your food is right, no need of any medicine. And if your food is not right, no medicine will work. But then what are we doing? I'll go to naturopathy, I'll go to homeopathy, I'll go to allopathy, I'll do tatopathy. Tatopathy ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ? ಉಚ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅದನ್ನು ಕುಡಿಯೋದು. ಕಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅದನ್ನು ತಿನ್ನೋದು. They are doing that kind of experiments. Oh, your own shit, you have this, oh, you do this, do this. ಸೊ ನ್ಯಾಚುರೋಪತಿ ಆಯಿತು, ಅಲ್ಲೋಪತಿ ಆಯಿತು, ಹೋಮಿಯೋಪತಿ ಆಯಿತು, ಟಾಟೋಪತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ತಿರುಪತಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ದೇವರ ತಿರುಪತಿ, ಆಲ್ ಪತೀಸ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ದ್ರೌಪದಿ, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ವೇರ್ ಡು ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಗೋ? Go to the farmers. They are the ones who will give you health. But then we are running around hospitals and all this nonsense. No disease will be cured for you. So in the first place, this tumor should not come. Even if it is there, how do we dissolve it? How do we reverse it? It is through the food you can reverse it. And that's what we have done. Umpteen number of patients, not 1, 2, 3, to write a paper. But thousands of them have been cured. Thousands of gangrene cases, thousands of diabetic patients. HbA1c 12, they have got 5. Back to 5 in a matter of 6 months. But then the problem is the system. We are not willing to let go. Oh, rice ತಿಂತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸನೇ ಯಾಕೆ ಬಿಡೋದು ಅಂತ. You got to get out of it. Coffee is worse because you go to any Brahmin's house, you tell them leave coffee, they'll just kill you. Just like go to Muslims and say stop eating meat, they'll just kill. So a Brahmin to be asked to get rid of coffee and a Muslim to be asked to get rid of meat is absolutely the same. So difficult. But then it is getting rid of this so-called food is what is health all about. Can we do that? It is a tough task because the system has to change. And who will change? Who will change? We are the ones who are in it. Then who will eat millets? Then if you don't order them, after a few years, the seed cannot germinate. The seeds can germinate after 6 months to 3 years. And then after 6, 7 years, they lose their capacity to germinate. So now if there is no recycling of this germinating materials over a period of time, you will lose all the seeds, and that's what has happened. That's all that is happening. They are fools, we are idiots. Nothing else. So here I stand and tell that this is the food that you want, and I am not asking you to just believe me. Just 6 weeks. Whether you, whatever disease you have, I care 2 hoots about it. You write down. Cancer, gangrene, HIV, SLE, some syndrome, Group-Zir syndrome, or syndrome. Because if they don't, they write some syndrome, all syndromes. Close the envelope, eat 6 months to 2 years, depending upon what problems you have. Many. Thousands are reporting within 6 weeks they start feeling the difference. And I tell them, wait. And in fact on YouTube, YouTube eye pickers, they keep giving titles, all out of the world titles. In one day your stomach will go down. So how do we produce all these various wonderful materials? have done a lot of work, and we have been teaching a lot of farmers and even techies who are interested to learn. In fact, everyone should have the experience of how to grow, how to process, and without losing all the nutrients. All those lectures, classes are conducted all over. And in fact, we go to different villages and trying to demonstrate and teach the farmers, because we want to give food to the whole world. And we are trying to educate them not to have centralized models. So you produce your food, you process there, you eat. Don't transport, because transportation is actually 15% of the carbon footprint on this world. Because of this high-end transportation and logistics, we are creating, I hope you understand what is carbon footprint. So 15% of carbon footprint is because of transportation. So we also, to develop a future model of the world, we need to think of doing this logistics reverse. So there should not be transportation. As much as possible, we need to cut down the transportation. So how do we do that then? We need to produce food there, process there, eat there. So locally grown, locally processed, locally consumed. And then little bit left, then you need to go where there is no facility to produce. That kind of model, that kind of world we need to envision, and then start working at it.